again. Today I have for you a tag video. It's not really a tag video, but it's a video that I've seen a lot of other YouTubers do, and it's a YouTube made me do it video, and it's to show you all the products that I bought that I actually purchased just because of a recommendation in YouTube. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. But before that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I upload twice a week and I'd love to see you again on my channel. So just hit that button and hit the little bell right next to it so that you get a notification every time I upload. Okay, so we're going to jump straight into it, and it's all beauty products. There's a bit of skincare, a bit of makeup, so yeah. So the first one I want to talk about is the Hydra Phase Intense Mask. I've spoken about this mask to death, and basically this was a recommendation from Lisa Eldridge's channel. Honestly, her recommendations are the best. If you haven't seen her, like, where have you been? She's obviously a super famous makeup artist who's done like loads of celebrities, and basically I love her makeup recommendations, but her skincare recommendations are to die for. Like, everything I've tried has honestly worked amazing. And this is a hydrating mask from La Roche-Posay, which is amazing if you've got sensitive skin or if you're prone to like breakouts or oily skins, because this doesn't make your skin oily, it just leaves it super kind of moisturized and plump and just amazing. And I love it after a long haul flight because it just sort of brings back all the moisture into your skin that you've lost during the flight. And I've used it when I've had like really bad skin, like completely flaky and just peeling off, and this has honestly recovered it in maybe just 1 or 2 nights. So it's really good, and you can leave it overnight if you need a very intense treatment. The next product is also skincare, and it's also a recommendation from Lisa Eldridge, and it's this mask from Mask Bar. And it's a sheet mask, it's a brightening mask. I was looking for a good sheet mask, and this was when I was first getting into sheet masks. And I found a few that people recommended, but they were all from like SK2 and Shiseido, and they were all really pricey, and without knowing if I liked it or not, I didn't want to spend so much money. But Lisa recommended these ones that are like, I think it's $9.99 or something, and you get 3 masks in there, so it's a little more expensive than a normal kind of drugstore mask, but honestly they are so good. They have nothing like less to offer than a high-end mask. And it's from a Korean brand. You can get their stuff in Boots, and all their masks, I've tried quite a few from the same brand after trying this one, and they're honestly all amazing. They all come in little pouches, which are annoying when it's like a normal mask because you end up wasting a bit of product, but for the sheet masks they're amazing. You need to leave them on for about half an hour. But this one is amazing. It just really brightens your skin. It blurs over any blemishes and it makes the mark disappear. So for me, that I'm really prone to blemishes and I always have like lots of marks from old ones, this is amazing because it just makes it disappear. I love this mask before an event because it just sort of revives your skin and gives you that glow and brightness mask. It has vitamin C, so it's honestly a really good one. Another skincare product, also a recommendation from Lisa Eldridge, was this Gentle Cream Exfoliant from Dermalogica. I am super prone to breakouts, like you probably know if you've been following my blog for a while, and I've done a whole blog post on this one, so I will link it below. But basically, Lisa mentioned that if you're prone to breakouts and you use scrubs that actually kind of rub onto your skin, that you can actually aggravate your skin more and be prone to more breakouts. So you're basically exfoliating to get rid of the breakouts and get less and clear your skin, and actually it can make you get more. And I found that by using scrubs that were actually rubbing onto my face, that actually was happening. So I decided to give this one a go that she recommended. This is a chemical exfoliant. So basically what you do is you apply this like a mask, leave it on for about 15 minutes and then just wash it off, and it chemically exfoliates your skin without having to rub and actually any granules into your skin. So it's really good. It's a really good exfoliant. After using it, my skin feels super smooth. It gets rid of kind of any dead skin, any dry patches that I have. It clears out a little bit my skin. I wouldn't say it gets rid of blackheads because I have a lot of blackheads and only extractions can do that, but honestly, this just helps quite a lot in getting my skin into a better stage. And honestly, I am super impressed with how it works. I've been using it for almost 3 years now, and I can say that honestly, it is the best exfoliant I've tried. It's super gentle, so it's good if you've got sensitive skin, and I will link my blog post below if you want to read more about it. On the topic of sort of skincare, I'm going to move on to body, and actually I wanted to mention this product, which is the Moroccan Rasoul body clay, and honestly this product is amazing. I've mentioned it in favorites videos before. It's supposed to be a body clay that's supposed to firm up your skin, and I don't know if it firms it up, but it definitely really clears it out. And I'm prone to breakouts around this area and around my back, and this really helps them clear them out, and It is a little annoying to have to sit in like a clay, and it is a bit messy, but it's really, really good. And I actually saw this for the first time on Kosher Beauty's channel. I will link all these channels that I'm talking about below, and she recommended this from the Body Shop. She uses quite a lot of stuff from the Body Shop, and when this first came out, she recommended this one, and I was so impressed that I was like, oh my god, a mask for my body, one more thing to add to my beauty routine. But yeah, I tried it out and I've been hooked on it ever since. I use it maybe once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and especially in the summer it's really good when you're going to be showing your skin. Another product from the same range that I was also recommended by Kosher Beauty, and also Fleur Force mentioned it on her channel, and I thought, oh my god, there's 2 of them, I need to try this out. It's the Mediterranean Sea Salt Scrub, and it's also from the same range, the Spa of the World range from the Body Shop. And this is honestly the best body scrub I've ever tried. It's got quite large granules, and I quite like that because in my body I like to feel the grit actually. I like to feel something is rubbing against my skin when I'm exfoliating. And this leaves my skin feeling super, super soft. It is so lovely, and because it has like body butter as well mixed in, it leaves my body feeling super hydrated, because sometimes when I use scrubs I can feel that my skin's kind of been stripped from all the moisture and it just feels really kind of tight. But with this my skin feels super moisturized and super soft. I love using it once a week, and it's honestly quite pricey because the tub doesn't last that long when you use it for all over your body, but it is so, so good that I've been hooked on, and I've been using it for over a year now. I think this is like probably my 5th or 6th bottle that I've bought, but it's so, so good. A more recent purchase that was also sparked by YouTube was this Armani Prima Moisturizing Glow On Bar. And actually the first person I saw recommending this was Victoria from In The Fro. I love her channel, her beauty and all her recommendations, especially fashion, is amazing. But yeah, she recommended this product and she said it was a really good base for makeup. And I also saw Amelia Liana from recommend it on her channel, and she said it was sort of an improved version of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. So when I had that I was like, oh my god, I need to try this, and it is the best moisturizer I've tried for using under makeup. It keeps my skin super moisturized without making it oily or greasy, and it's actually designed to wear under makeup and like extend the longevity of makeup. So I feel that with this my skin looks really fresh till the end of the day. It makes my foundation stay super well, it doesn't go patchy or kind of cakey or anything, and it's just a really, really good moisturizer. I love applying it. It's got a beautiful texture. Without makeup it's amazing because it sort of blurs over imperfections and it gives you sort of a lit from within glow to your skin, which I can't really explain. You really need to try it for yourself, but it's an amazing, amazing moisturizer. Another product which I bought based on YouTube recommendations was the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and this is actually a recommendation from the first time I saw it was on Amelia Liana's channel, and but then I saw a lot of other YouTubers talk about this, and oh my god, I needed a new foundation and I just kind of rushed to the store to buy it without really checking much on it. And I have to say, unfortunately with this one I was quite disappointed, and it was featured in my disappointing beauty products, which I will link somewhere on the screen now if you want to check that out. And I don't know if it's the shade or what it was, but for me it just made me look really muddy. I like the texture, it was sort of kind of medium coverage, it sat really well on my skin, it didn't make me look cakey or anything, but the colour was just really not that good for me. The shade was sort of my skin tone, but it was just really grey and it made me look really muddy and really dirty, and it just looked awful. So I'm really sad that this foundation didn't work for me because so many people seem to love it, but unfortunately for me it was a complete fail. The product I bought based on YouTube recommendations was the Urban Decay setting spray, and oh my god, this looks so grubby and so disgusting, but I use this pretty much every single day. And the first person I saw using this was actually Kosher Beauty. Her makeup tutorials are amazing, and there's no one who does makeup like her. And she always used to use this in most of her tutorials at the end to just make the makeup stay longer. And I had never ever tried setting sprays before this, but I decided to give this a go because I thought, you know, maybe for my skin that's oily and I put so much powder, she said that with this it looked less cakey. So I decided to give it a go, and I've been hooked ever since, and I use this every single day. At the beginning I would use it only for like special occasions when I was doing sort of evening makeup, but now I just use it all the time. I just give myself like 3-4 spritzes before I get out whenever I've done my makeup, and honestly I can say my makeup looks a lot less cakey, and I use quite a lot of powder to set just because I use a lot of concealer and contour and stuff. So I use a lot of powder to set because my skin's pretty oily, especially on my T-zone, and with this it just looks less cakey, and I have to say my makeup stays put for the whole day. I hardly ever have to touch up anything. If I touch up anything at all, it's just lipstick and maybe my line in my waterline, because obviously with the water in your eye it sort of fades away. But I have to say I never touch up concealer or foundation or anything because this just makes it last for the longest time in the world. So honestly, if you want your makeup to last, get yourself a setting spray. This one, the All Nighter by Urban Decay, is amazing. Another product that I bought based on YouTube recommendations was the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector by Jaclyn Hill. And honestly, I don't remember who it was because everyone on YouTube and everyone in sort of the beauty blogger world has been raving about this for years. It is honestly an amazing highlighter. When I first saw it in the store, I thought it would be a bit too much for me because it just looks way too shimmery. And I remember Fleur de Force saying this on her channel as well, that she thought it was going to be a bit too much. But honestly, it is the most amazing highlighter. If you don't use a heavy hand with it, it just looks amazing. It just gives you the most perfect glow. I'm wearing it right now. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it just gives you the perfect glow around here. I wish I'd had this on my wedding day. I've done a bridal makeup tutorial, which I will link on the screen, and I said that I wish I'd had it because it honestly gives you the most perfect glow. And I also love it as an eyeshadow because if you pack it onto your eye, and especially with a wet brush, it honestly looks amazing. It looks like you've got literally gold foil on your eyes, and it just looks amazing. So I was super impressed with this one, and it's super finely milled, so it blends in amazing, and yeah, I love it. Another sort of highlightery product that I bought based on YouTube recommendations was this By Terry Imperless Wall de Pearl powder. And I never actually used anything from By Terry before, even though I'd always been so tempted because I had so many people talk about the Terribly Danceless foundation saying it was amazing. But their products were just really, really pricey, and I was just hesitant to try them without knowing if it would work for me or not. But when I saw Lydia Elise Millen talking about this, again, I will link her channel below, she's amazing. She said that she was actually using this as an all-over setting powder. And I was actually getting to a stage where I wanted something new for a setting powder all over my face because I felt that the normal, I was using the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder, and I just felt that my skin looked way too matte and sort of very flat. I wanted something that was going to make my skin look a little more natural. So because I was powdering quite a lot in sort of underneath my eyes and on my T-zone with the Laura Mercier powder, which was leaving it looking very matte, I wanted something that was going to set the rest of my face but leave it a little more dewy rather than so matte, but I still wanted a powder because otherwise I find that the contouring powder doesn't go well on top if I don't powder before that. Like, it sort of clings onto the skin because of the concealer underneath. So I decided to give this a go. It's actually meant to be a highlighting powder, but I find it too soft for a highlighter. And it's got sort of 3 shades in there, like a lighter, a sort of bronzy shade, and then a neutral shade, and I actually mix all 3 of them, and for me it just gives me the perfect glow, and it brings back a little colour onto my skin. Without it being a bronzer, it sort of just brings a little life back into my skin, and it gives the most perfect sheen, and it sets makeup really well, so I really, really love this one. Moving on to concealers, I think every single concealer I use is based on a YouTube recommendation, and the first one was this Eraser Eye Concealer, which Kosher Beauty recommended, and also Amelia Liana. They both loved it, and after that I've seen so many people use this one, and it's a bit grubby and it's not the most hygienic because it's got this sponge and you literally just put the sponge directly on your skin. So it wouldn't be one to share for sure. And it does get really disgusting and dirty, as you can probably see here, but it's honestly an amazing concealer. It's super brightening and it's very light and very easy to blend. So I actually don't use this underneath my eyes. I actually use this to to enhance my contour. So I use it underneath my cheekbones and around the areas where I've contoured, so below and above, and it helps me blend in my contour and also kind of make it a little sharper. So I really like this because it's super easy to blend and it's very, very brightening, but you can also use it underneath the eyes. For me, it's just not got enough coverage, but it's a really good one. Another concealer which was bought based on YouTube recommendations was the Clé de Peau concealer, which I bought years ago. And actually the first person I heard talk about this was Amelia Liana, and then I found out that this was also recommended by Mario, who is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, because he said it was the best concealer. And seeing that I love Kim Kardashian's makeup, I decided to give it a go. And honestly, I have never found a concealer like it. Like, I've been using this for about 3 years, I think now. And honestly, if you've seen my makeup tutorials, you've seen I never use anything else because this is the most amazing concealer. It is super pricey. I think it's like £50 for one concealer, but it honestly lasts for a really long time. For me, it almost lasts for a whole year. I use the shade Ochre and it's just amazing. It's not cakey, but it's got amazing coverage and it just blends in beautifully into the skin. It looks super natural. it's really nice because although it's on a stick format, it's not dry at all. It just blends in beautifully, and the coverage is just amazing. And honestly, there's nothing that covers the darkness underneath my eyes, which is crazy, apart from this. So I really love this, and it's great for blemishes as well. So honestly, I've never found such a good concealer in any other brand, so it's worth the money. And finally, another concealer, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I think the first person I heard rave about this was Amelia Liana again. As you can see, I love her channel. But yeah, I've been hooked on. So many people have said it's amazing after that, and I just love it. I've never found any other concealer. I've tried the Urban Decay one as well, but nothing matches up to this. The only gripe I have with this is it doesn't last long at all. I don't know if the product just dries up or what it is, but honestly, I go through these like water. I mean, I just run out of these so quickly, but it's so amazing. It's so brightening. It's so luminous. I use this to highlight. So I apply the Clé de Peau underneath, and then I use this sort of on the high points of my face and underneath my eyes to just bring brightness there. And I use this in a sort of inverse triangle, and nothing highlights like this. It's got great coverage, but at the same time it also highlights really well. So I really, really love this one. Another product I discovered, which I've loved everything ever since, was the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows. This is the Sophisticate palette, and this was the first one I tried, and I cannot remember who recommended this, but ever since I tried this first Charlotte Tilbury product, I have been hooked onto the brand. And I am doing a video which is all about the Charlotte Tilbury brand and the products I love, so I will link it on the screen somewhere now. But honestly, everything in her brand is just amazing, and the eyeshadows are the best eyeshadows I have ever tried. They are super finely milled, they blend in like a dream, but they don't have as much fallout as the Urban Decay ones. They hardly have any fallout, but they have huge amounts of pigmentation, and they're just amazing. I just love them. They are so good, and they don't have so much pigmentation that you actually can go overboard really quickly. Like, they have good pigmentation, but they're not crazy, as in like you put a little drop too much and you look like somebody's punched you in the eye. And they just blend so beautifully, and the colours are so nice. This is a fully matte palette, but they also have shimmery ones, and the colour selection is just amazing. They just really, really suit me. She's got a lot of neutral colours, and they just look amazing. And like all the other Charlotte Tilbury products, they are just amazing. So I can't remember who recommended this, but thank you to whoever it was, because I've been hooked onto the brand, and they are the best eyeshadows I have ever tried. Finally, a lip product that I bought based on a YouTube recommendation is the Soar lip liner, which I actually heard for the first time by Tijan from Tijan Serena. I absolutely love this lip liner. It is honestly my most used lip liner. I use this pretty much every day, and I love it with like dark lipsticks, light lipsticks, just everything, because it's such a neutral shade that you can wear it with any sort of lip color, and it just makes my lips look so full and so defined, and the shade really suits me, because if my lip liner is too light, it sort of washes me out because my lips are a little bit darker than the rest of my skin. But this just looks brilliant, and honestly, when I wear this lip liner, always somebody asks me, what lip liner are you wearing? Because my lips just look so full and so plump, and the shade is just beautiful. And finally, for makeup, the Laura Mercier Secret Bright, actually recommended by Cezanne from Cezanne Hendricks, and I love her channel. She's so funny, and she does such great makeup tutorials. And it's just such an amazing powder. Like, I use it on a damp beauty blender, and I just press it underneath my eyes, and then I just dust it off with another brush. But she uses it with a fan brush, and it works really good as well. I just find that with the beauty blender, it just sort of sets the concealer better, and because I use quite a few layers of concealer, I think this just works best for me like that. But it's honestly such a great powder, and it really brightens that area, and it's great to use underneath contour as well to just really bring the contour out. So I really love this product. I really wanted something that would set the concealer underneath my eyes, because I always concealed so much and my makeup looked brilliant, and then as soon as I applied powder, I would find that this area here literally had gone dark again because the concealer had kind of rubbed off, and my eyes are quite sunken in, and this bit here is pretty dark. So I would take hours to conceal it, and then I'd put powder on top, and it would just kind of sort of disappear. I don't know what would happen, and then I'd try to fix it, and it would just end up looking worse. So I wish I'd had this for my wedding, because I was really struggling, and I touched on my concealer about 1,000 times on the day of my wedding. So I wish I'd had this, but this is honestly amazing to set the makeup underneath your eyes. And finally, last but most definitely not least, this Orbe anti-humidity spray. I cannot remember who recommended this, but I'd had so much talk about Orbe products on YouTube, and a lot of people talked about the texturizing spray, but I don't really use texturizing spray. But when I was going away on holiday to Dubai, I wanted something that would keep my hair from frizzing up in humidity, because my hair goes absolutely wild in humid climates. Like, I literally come out of the plane and it just goes and I look like a crazy person. But this honestly worked wonders. It kept my hair under control the whole time, and Dubai was crazy. It had like 80% humidity, so This worked really well, so if you're looking for a good anti-humidity spray, it is pricey because it's from Orbe, but it smells amazing. Let me spritz some now. It just smells so good. It leaves your hair smelling so nice, and it's just really good to keep your frizz under control. So that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. These were all the products, there's quite a few actually, that have been recommended from YouTube, but honestly it just comes to show how good YouTube recommendations are and how useful these videos can be. So I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you liked my recommendations, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!